Guys, I have exciting news. Taylor Swift is back. Yes, the one and only singer-songwriter Taylor Swift, who just had a massive, gigantic, record-breaking album cycle with the Tortured Poets Department, has returned again with more music. She is not letting up. She's striking while the iron is hot, and like usual with Taylor, there are some surprises in store. Now, I know a lot of you guys watching this video, your minds were blown when the Tortured Poets Department came out, and then all of a sudden, bam, at 2 a.m., we had all this additional material that basically doubled the size of the album. And now, as of April 26th, we have even more stuff, which is not on Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that. No, Taylor Swift has actually uploaded this new material, believe it or not, to Bandcamp? Taylor basically saying F you to the music industry and actually going like fully out of the music streaming circuit, and putting up new tracks on Bandcamp is like low-key insane, pioneering, groundbreaking. I think this is going to shake everything up. Like, the music industry is never going to be the same after this. But yeah, right now on taylorswift.bandcamp.com, we can hear some of this new stuff and also just sample the direction that she's taking things in creatively after this new LP. Because as you guys remember, Tortured Poets Department, it did receive a lot of praise, but also from me and many others, there were a lot of criticisms about how samey some of the music sounded, didn't really feel like it was a brand new, exciting direction for Taylor and her music. And now with this Bandcamp page, it seems like she's totally flipped everything on its head, from the rollout to the fact that these tracks are available now for a free download. Does she not even care about hits, the charts, the streams, the money, the anything? Well, as of right now, like I said, these new tracks and everything are at taylorswift.bandcamp.com. We're going to listen to the first three tracks that are out on the page now and just get a sense of what Taylor is doing with this new stuff, starting with Taylor Swift 1. Kind of interesting that these new tracks are self-titled just 1, 2, and 3. Is this like some kind of conceptual introspective meta piece? I mean, we know Taylor, especially as of late, has this tendency to just kind of write about herself and her own experiences. I kind of went into this, new material expecting that at the very least, but, literally naming your songs after yourself, 1, 2, 3, that is a new level of just looking straight into the mirror for Taylor. So let's give the first of these 3 tracks a spin and see what they got. This one's just 1 minute and 2 seconds long. Which also kind of an interesting direction for Taylor. Usually her tracks, especially on Tortured Poets, were kind of longer. She had a lot to say, had a lot to get across message-wise. Is she making things just more cut and dry and brief on this new stuff? Let's hear. Wow. That's going to be crazy live. That track is going to go crazy live. I mean, it's definitely a new sound for Taylor as far as, the drums and guitar parts, but, there's that kind of common thread coming through on the vocal side that's kind of tying it in with everything else. I mean, from the lyrics so far, it seems like she's really kind of moving past the Tortured Poets era. Thank God she's starting to dig more into her relationship with Travis, which I think is good. I think that's why the music now, thankfully, is sounding a little upbeat. I'm going to be frank, the production kind of sounds like shit. Yeah, the production is pretty shitty. It's very messy. It's very distorted. Seems kind of low budget for Taylor. And we've heard some demo quality stuff from her in the past, but this kind of seems like at another level. It's just a smidge garbled. I kind of feel like even for a demo, it should sound better than this. It shouldn't sound this much like a big fat hunk of shit. However, it doesn't sound like she's working with Jack this time around. It kind of sounds like she's taken things production-wise in a different direction, which I think she kind of needs at this point. I mean, look, I like a lot of Jack's stuff, but I mean, you know, even if it leads to some growing pains and a few tracks, you know, being produced a little crappy, I think a new direction is necessary, and it seems like that's where this track is pointed. So this is great. I'm liking what this track is doing. Honestly, it says a lot. I'm shocked, honestly, by the level of growth and maturity that we're hearing so early, just immediately after the TTPD release. Let's listen to the second track that is on the Bandcamp page, Taylor Swift 2. I like that song title. It's got a nice ring to it. Taylor Swift 1, Taylor Swift 2, TS2. All right, this one's 32 seconds, even shorter, even more direct and to the point. Let's give this one a shot and see what it's got. I mean, I got to admit, I was vibing there. I was vibing a little bit more than the last track. Production-wise for Taylor, just I'm not talking generally here. I'm just talking, you know, from just general Taylor musical production standards here. It's still just a little subpar. It's still just slightly mix-wise, just a touch below what we would normally get from her. Especially toward the very end, I couldn't quite make out everything the drums were doing. It was just a little too blown out, which, you know, again, come on, man. Get some better production behind these tracks. I mean, clearly, you know, this seems like more of an Aaron Dessner sort of vibe sonically. Like, oh, okay, it's going for more of a twinkly, folkly, indie type of thing, which is fine. You know, I think Taylor does pretty well over that sound, but does it need to sound this rough? Does it need to be this rough? I don't think so. All right, we have one more track here, Taylor Swift 3, title-wise, not as snappy as Taylor Swift 2. This one is 1:06. Taylor's really kind of sticking to this, you know, this brief, short song kind of vibe, I guess. But you know, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what it's got. You know, just give it the good old college try, just like anything else so far. Here we go. TS3.
Yeah, I think this leather vest would look really fine with some peanut butter smeared all over it.
Wow. Oh my God. Production-wise, a couple steps up from the past couple of tracks. I mean, obviously it was a little chaotic at a few points there. But the drums are really coming through. The vocals were clear as a bell. And like I've been saying, if you guys caught my Tortured Poets Department review, Taylor's been needing to get back in touch with her countryside. Obviously not in a way that feels like she's doing Fearless all over again, or Speak Now all over again, but she's been needing to get back in touch with that countryside and redo it in a way that is refreshing, is new, is mature, is reflective of the direction the genre is going in today. Because, you know, who better to do that in this era than Taylor? Because you have so many pop artists now who are going back, or not going back, but are all kind of like, you know, running like there's a gold rush to the country genre. It was a little, you know, weird, the lyric with the peanut butter, but I mean, you know, relatable. But yeah, I feel like Taylor Swift 3, even though I'm not crazy about the title, out of the tracks so far, this is the one. This is the track. This is like really the move she needs to make. out of these songs. This is like the really the diamond in the rough for these three cuts to me. And again, I don't know who did production on this, but it doesn't sound like Jack or Aaron, which I think is great. She really needs to move on, do something different. But this has been great. This is an exciting new direction for Taylor, and super badass of her to just take the opportunity to give a great and essential platform like Bandcamp a bit of a boost right now during a time where the music industry is not so much in a great place, but at the very least we know who is in a good place. It's Taylor Swift.